We now come to our penultimate race of the first day of competition. And this time it is Senior Rotax. Race 3. Here's the grid. So on pole position will be Luca Costa in the 366. Tim Mika Metz will be alongside on the first row in the 303. Fabian Bock in the 318 and Luca Thiel in the 399 will be alongside for row 2. Then it is Denny Bount and Linus Hensen in the 383 and the 333 on row number 3 itself. Philip Hamfrecht in the 337 and Julia Ponkratz in the 307 round out the top 4 rows. Jan Heinen in the 316 and Norton Griffith Falke in the 304 complete the top 10. Then it's Bastian Barlage, Lasse Reinhardt in the 329 and the 305 respectively, rounding out row 6. Then it's Yannick Hermann in the 325, the 338 of Janis Diak, the 306 of Yuri Tenhef, the 328 of Vivian Michel Reit, Max Busch in the 313, Lucas Bavginak in the 369 with Lucas Thompson in the 312 and Lucas Hartmann in the 309, rounding out the 20 strong. All drivers on the latter part of the formation lap. 14 minutes will be set on the timer, ready to go out when we go racing. So the driver's now heading towards the final corner, the right-hand sweeper that brings them onto the start-finish straight. They split and head into the tram lines. Revs rise. And it is a good start. Off we go in towards turn 1 for the first time. And Fabian Bock trying to go up the inside of Tim Mika Metz, going into the first couple of corners as the whole field trying to make its way through. Two abreast at some points, and Tim Mika Metz run on the back bumper of Luca Costa. Tim Mika Metz has got through, and Luca Costa gets held up to dry on the outside of the exit of the chicane coming through, and they work side by side. Now the drivers make their way through into the last chicane on the circuit for the first time of asking. It looks like Lucas Hartmann might have just got past Lucas Thompson for 19th position at the back of the field as the leaders now come round to complete the first lap. So it's Luca Thiel that now leads. Tim Mika Metz, Fabian Bock. Tim Mika Metz looking to go for the lead and trying to get the switch back through turn 2 and 3. And it's side by side nearly between Linus Hensen and Philip Hamfrecht. But the top 3 line astern. Luca Thiel still leading. Well, no, Tim Mika Metz leading now as on that earlier first couple of corners in that lap, managed to get past through for the lead. Now the rest of the field will start to give chase. Linus Hensen leading that charge at the moment. Philip Hamfrecht rounding out the top 5. As we've had a bit of a moment for one of the drivers, looks to be possibly Lucas Thompson maybe. As now Luca Thiel trying to go and engage back up the inside on the same corner where Tim Mika Metz got past just a lap ago. So at the moment, Linus Hensen up into fourth place, Julia Ponkratz up into 6th ahead of Norton Griffith Falke in 7th, Finch Diak, Bastian Barlage and Denny Bount round out the top 10 positions. Lucas Thompson at the moment rounds out the 20 strong field, so everyone is running at the minute. As now Luca Thiel trying to get past Tim Mika Metz, who is leading. Fabian Bock, Linus Hensen now engage into the battle lines. As now Tim Mika Metz goes ultra defensive. Oh my goodness me, Luca Thiel manages to get past and retake the lead as Linus Hansen up the inside of Fabian Bock to take third place at the very same moment. As now the 3.38 of Finn Stiak trying to go side by side with Philipp Hamfrecht, who has been racing in Porsches quite recently as in Super Cup. Oh, there's been a massive incident coming out of the chicane. 2 karts involved, and Linus Hansen now takes the lead. And one of them is Tim Mika Metz. So Tim Mika Metz involved in the incident, and the other driver was the 3.07 of Julia Ponkratz. So Ponkratz had nowhere to go. Tim Mika Metz, I think, got spun around, and Ponkratz had nowhere to go. And they both ended up at the back part of the field. The train at the front of the field is now starting to elongate, even though Linus Hansen now leads on lap number 5. As Hamfrecht sends it up the inside of Fabian Bock to take third position. Right up the back bumper of Fabian Bock is now Finn Stiak, as the 3.66 of Kurz are trying to get past Bastien Barlage for position. And that is getting very, very dicey, very close quarter combat there, as the 3.04 of Nino Falke gets up into 5th place. So Linus Hansen leads. Luca Thiel looks to be in 2nd position. Philipp Hamfrecht now up into 3rd place. So Tim Mika Metz and Julia Ponkratz are still circulating. They are at the back end of the field, as now Luca Thiel trying to sense the opportunity of getting past Linus Hansen for the lead, as we now are on lap number 6. 9 minutes and 23 seconds still to go, as Finn Stiak trying to battle away with Norton Griffith Falke, as now Thiel strikes and goes up the inside of Linus Hansen to now take the lead. And the battle for what is now 5th place, that was very, very close indeed, that Finn Stiak tried to go up the inside of Norton Griffith Falke, but the latter actually closed the door very, very early defensively, not allowing Finn Stiak to get past. But in the meantime, Barlage, Köster and Bent, they are all quite close. Five-second penalty now has been issued to the 3.25 of Yannick Herrmann, as now Henson trying to force the issue with Luca Thiel, who still continues to lead. The pair were 55 thousandths of a second apart across the start-finish line last time around, as Kurtzer trying to go up the inside of Barlage, I believe, is now, and that was very, very close there between the 3.05, the 3.04 and Finch of Falke and Stiak managed to get past up into 5th place. So now the chase really begins. 8 minutes plus an additional lap still to go. So now Thiel and Henson battling away over the lead. This is going to start to allow Hamfrecht to close, and that is what Hamfrecht is doing. The gap now between 2nd and 3rd is just under 0.6 of a second, and Hamfrecht has been the one that has put in the fastest lap and has gone sub 52 seconds. 51.888 from the 3.37. Fabian Bock still sitting in 4th position. Finn Stiak in 5th. Luca Kurtzer, who managed to hang on despite hitting the left wall coming out of the final corner to take the win in race 2. Rounds out the top 6. Denny Bount, Bastien Barlage, Max Busch and Norton Griffith Falke round out the top 10. And this time, Henson closes up as they come across the start-finish line rather than being right in the slipstream. As, nearly a bit of a collection between Norton Griffith Falke and Yuri Tenhaf going into turns 2 and 3. Looks like Tenhaf's made the move through. Still plenty of the race left to go, 6 minutes and 20 plus 1 lap. Drivers that have also made up positions: Bastien Barlage in 7th, Max Busch in 8th place in the 3:29 and the 3:13 respectively. And Henson is just making sure that what Luca Thiel is doing all the work. And Luca Thiel is the one that's going to have to really start defending when we get towards the closing stages, unless Linus Henson senses a chance that a move can be made. And it needs to be done cleanly and fairly. Hanfrecht still closing. Fabian Bock is also starting to improve on lap times and has just set a personal best of a 52.014 as we're now on lap number 10. So Yuri Tenhav getting passed up into the top 10. Julia Ponkratz has got past Vivian Michel Reit after that early incident, as Henson still having that chance. It's about a couple of kart lengths between the 3.99 and the 333. It was 2 tenths between them when they crossed the line last time around, as Luca Thiel on lap number 10 set the fastest lap of the race of a 51.7 dead second lap time. Henson is keeping in close proximity and was just on 93 thousandths off. So Köster now coming under pressure in P6. Has got Max Busch, who's got Bastien Barlage, Denny Bound and Yuri Tenhef closing. And they are coming. They're covered by just over 1.1 seconds. As Denny Bound closes on Bastien Barlage. But in the meantime, Lucas Hartmann drops 2 places down to 14th position, having passed by Yannick Herrmann and Lasse Reinhardt. But the pace has slightly dropped off for Philipp Hanfrecht, who might be saving a little bit in reserve, but there are still 3.75 minutes plus a lap still to go. Leaders not really separated at the moment, but Linus Henson gets a better run coming through the penultimate right-hander. Through the final corner they come. Henson looking a bit more closer to the back bumper of Lucas Thiel, and again bump drafts down into turns 1 and 2. As it's side by side between the 306 of Yuri Tenhaf, who gets past Bastien Barlage for 9th place. They went side by side into the right-hand kink at turn 1. And they got Denny Bound just up ahead. Three minutes to go, plus a lap. Running order at the moment is Luca Thiel, Linus Henson, Philipp Hanfrecht rounding out the top 3 positions. Fabian Bock and Finn Stiak complete the top 5 ahead of Luca Köster, Max Busch, Denny Bound, Yuri Tenhef and Bastien Barlage that ran out the top 10. Falke in 11th, Herrmann, Reinhardt, Hartmann, Thompson, Valvagenac, Heinen, Ponkratz, Mika Metz and Reit round out the 20 that are still circulating after 13 laps completed. As Denny Bound now drops down to 10th position. But it is not a case of if, it is a case of when will Linus Henson decide to go for the move that will decide the eventual victory in the 3rd and final senior Rotax race. But last time around, Luca Thiel set the fastest lap of a 51.669. Does a 51.711. Linus Henson closes up in the braking zone again, even though he was over a 1/10 of a second off on pure lap pace, as the 3.12 of Lucas Thompson goes up the inside of Lasse Reinhardt into the first corner. And Tim Mika Metz trying to get past Julia Ponkratz and gets up the inside of the 307. through turn 2. Leaders now coming towards the back part of the circuit. So the battle for 8th still very much well and truly on between Tenhaf, Balázs and Bound. Linus Hensen now goes for the lead, and up the inside of Luca Thiel goes the 333, and then it's a switchback from the 399 through the second part of the double right-hander and manages to get past. Denny Bound trying to go past Bastien Balázs, going through into turn 2, but can't get past. Not enough room to make it through there. So into the last half minute. So the key point now is that if Linus Hensen closes on Luca Thiel and tries to do the same, he's going to need to leave it very, very late on the brakes as applicable. But this time around, Hensen is not close enough. So on to the penultimate lap. Timer has expired. 14 minutes have counted down and hit 0. And a couple of laps ago, that was Linus Hensen's opportunity to try and get past and take the win, as the 312 of Lukas Thompson gets past Yannick Hermann. That is for 12th position. So into the last chicane on the circuit go the two leaders, as does our third place driver Philipp Hamfrecht. So Luca Thiel still leading. Hensen not close enough to get a good enough slipstream coming out of the right-hand sweeper onto the start-finish straight. Final lap board is out. Just over, as Hensen's gone for the lead. He was way back, and he's got past on the approach into turns 2 and 3 on the final time, as now Luca Thiel senses the urgency in trying to get back past. Up the inside goes the 399, up on the inside of the 333, manages to get through, as now Hensen counter-attacks, goes to the right, goes to the left into the chicane, and now Philipp Hamfrecht has seen the two battling, and that's given him the motivation to go, well, if 2's company, 3's the crowd. They come into the final chicane for the last time. It is going to be a pretty much a run to the line as Hensen goes defensive on Hamfrecht, who goes to the outside of the penultimate corner. Now, Hamfrecht could have a good run. The top 3 come out of the final corner. It's going to be a run to the line. Who's going to dart out first and try and go for it? It's not enough, because Luca Thiel takes the win by 41 thousandths of a second. Philipp Hamfrecht was just 0.176 away from taking the victory if he managed to get a better run coming out of the penultimate and the final right-hand corners. Fabian Bock takes 4th place ahead of Finn Stiak. Luca Köster takes 6th. Max Busch in 7th in the 313 ahead of Juri Tenhef. Bastien Balázs and Denny Bound rounding out the top 10 positions. Norton Griffith Falke takes 11th ahead of Lukas Thompson, with Yannick Hermann, Lasse Reinhardt and Lukas Hartmann rounding out the top 15. Jan Heinen will take 16th position at the end of that race ahead of Lukas Vajanak, with Julia Ponkratz, Tim Mika Metz and Vivian Michel Haidt making it all 20 senior road tax drivers making it to the checkered flag.